and I'll adjust that as need be. So we started it just a couple of minutes early so we could try to get some of the camera settings because we got this new webcam and we're using a different kind of internet connection. So let us know early on in the next couple of minutes if we need to change any type of angle. I don't think this camera zooms. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But on the last show, someone mentioned the laptop was in the way.
Right.
So I should have that taken care of. So hopefully everybody's all right. Again, we just started a couple of minutes early to make sure everything was up to speed with what we're using. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Any feedback on that or no? We're good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go.
You're pretty settled with it?
Yeah.
And I have King Nico's hat behind me. I have Florence's hat. Flo, that sent me this one. All right, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start this one. I'm ready for today, so I'm excited about it. Lots to talk about. Let's lock in. Let's go. Come on. All right. Hello and welcome back to another 5K Tennis family discussion. You know I like to say that. It's always great to spend time with you guys and gals. Today we had a full lesson schedule, but it was hampered by rain. So once again, we have been lucky enough to come chill with you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, for the Olympics, once the Olympics starts, I am going to be doing a $100 cash giveaway or that amount in 5K Tennis merchandise, Y-Tech strings, whatever your passion may be. To those that can properly predict the men's final and women's final and both winners for tennis at this year's Olympics. So don't forget to subscribe. That's all you have to do to qualify and put your picks in. All right. Real quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to George S. at the Balkan United Water Polo Club in Houston, Texas, that sent us this Novak Djokovic print. That's not like a poster you pick up at the store. That's an actual print. And he wrote up here in the corner, to 5K Tennis, Justin and Carla from the Balkan United Water Polo Club and Houston, Texas. So thank you very much for that.
It's a pretty picture. Huge.
Yep.
Huge. Why can't you Nadal fans or Federer fans do the same thing? It seems like
What's up, Adam?
It seems like the Djokovic fans are a lot more dedicated to me.
Well, I think
I mean Serena. I got Serena from Alex Couillard, but I mean everybody sends stuff for Novak. What's up with the other players, guys? I mean, seriously. What a shame.
I think the Novak Djokovic
What a shame.
I think the Novak Djokovic fans understand that the media is locked into Nadal and locked into Federer and seemingly everyone else and have been. And unless the fans do something, they're not going to get much Djokovic won't get that much attention. So I think Djokovic fans have to work harder.
You think they have to work harder?
They have to work harder because they don't get, or he does not get the respect that he should get. All right. Anyway, we're going to start the show. Don't forget, for the U.S. Open, we are going to be doing a fantasy team competition. Again, this is going to be our third year for the U.S. Open, where two competitors will win $50 each or their choice of Y-Tech strings or 5K Tennis merchandise for that amount. And we will be doing a $300. Yes, not $100, not $200, but $300 giveaway for the finalists and winners for the U.S. Open. All right, starting today with topic number one, and we're going to give this person a shout out at the same time. So, Carla, I sent you a message from a person by the name that contacted us by the name of Zelichko Zverev. All right, we talk about Novak Djokovic a lot. Again, he's on top of the world right now, so we should. I know a lot of other places seemingly don't and always make reference to, well, he's not the people's fan. Okay, well, shut up. Anyway, so we'll give him credit where credit is due.
Where's the name?
Zelichko Zverev sent a comment, and I wanted to read this so we can get a little better perspective on Novak Djokovic. All right, go ahead.
He says, it's not fair to call Djokovic only Serbian. His mom is Croatian. He has grandparents in Croatia. His father is Montenegrin. Djokovic grew up in Serbia. He started playing tennis in Serbia. But he also went to tennis school in Germany to a Croatian coach. At the end, Djokovic reached his greatness only because he was playing on tournaments all over Europe against the European best players. Djokovic is a good example of what a united Europe can do. A good lesson for all the nationalist dickheads that are good in nothing but in playing politics for the naive.
Good comment. Look,
I didn't realize there was a word in there. I just kept reading.
That's okay. I feel like anyone in that part of the world that can shed more light on history, I think is worth reading. So thank you very much for the comment.
Which would make sense why Goran Ivanisevic is part of his crew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Goran Ivanisevic, by the way, was just inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. So good for him for that. I think Conchita Martinez.
They deserve it. Didn't Conchita Martinez have a Wimbledon and a French Open?
Yeah.
I mean, Goran had one, but he made a final at the Wimbledon as well and lost to, who was it? Pete Sampras, or was it who did he lose to in the finals? Goran
won Wimbledon.
Yes, but he lost one too. He made another final.
I don't recall.
Before he won it.
I'm guessing in that time frame, someone on the long lines with Sampras. I don't know. Mats Wielander, Pat Cash, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Someone in there.
Yanghouse says very interesting facts. Yeah. So the Croatians should be very proud because he's not just Serbian. So, they can't get all the credit. Agassi, was it Agassi, Dusan? All right. Thank you very much. Agassi. Because I know he made a final and then he kind of disappeared and then he came in as a wild card and then he won.
Dusan Dramakani, what's up, my brother? Be ready for we're not going to do the fantasy for the Olympics, but we're going to do it for the U.S. Open, so be ready for that. Let's go. Big shout out to Dusan out there.
He lost 3. Thank you. Ivankova said Goran lost 3 finals prior to winning Wimbledon. So who are the other ones? One's Agassi, one's who? It's got to be Sampras. One has to be Sampras.
By the way, did anyone see the match yesterday that Carla played against one of our kids, Chris? She played pretty well yesterday. Check that match out if you didn't see it.
My first serve sucked.
Yeah, she couldn't buy a first serve.
Serve. The past few months, I don't know how to serve. It's like it's gone. It's lost.
I think it's just mental.
It's older. 2 to Sampras.
And I think you work the upper body so much that sometimes you're a little tight up there.
I don't work my upper body much.
Well, I mean, you're always kind of on the weights, and sometimes I think that's.
I don't lift weights though for my arms.
Weren't you doing like?
No, I just put
deadlifts today.
Deadlifts are this. I put it behind my back, so I hold it here, and then I squat. I squat for my legs and my butt. It's not arms. I'm not doing anything arms because I hurt my shoulder, so I really can't do arms.
Right.
I don't work my arms out. And if something's wrong, I'm either slowing down or something. I don't know. So 2 to Sampras. When do the Olympics start?
July 23rd. So the Olympic ceremony to start the games is July 23rd. The games will start the following day. There is qualifying and some Olympic events going on, I think starting tonight, but it's just the kind of the prelims and so forth. We have heard from multiple sources that there is a high probability, or let's say a good chance, that the Olympic Games are canceled at the flip of a dime, only because there is some rising case numbers from this Delta variant thing. And we won't talk about that here. I'm sure everybody else will, but there's a chance that they get canceled. And I think what we've all been through over the past, year and a half or so, I don't think anybody would be shocked if it happened, but I still haven't kind of rationalized or made sense of the fact that we're going to continue to even try to have this Olympics. It's delayed. There's no fans. It almost seems like it's being forced. And there's a lot of athletes that aren't participating because of it.
Well, I think that Japan would lose a lot of money. Don't you think? They need yeah. I mean, they invested so much. We know that anytime that there's an Olympic being held at a certain country, some these countries, they build these villages just for the Olympics and then they never get used, which is such a waste. I think we saw this in Russia
and China.
And but we saw this whole documentary about Russia. They build this whole village just for the Olympics and they went back to look at it. And it's abandoned. I think what a waste of shit money. Yeah. Really, because they could have people living there and make it a productive place,
Yes. The importance of building these villages and these massive type setups for the Olympics is there is everyone in the world watching these things. So if you have the ability to build a huge facility and put it all over the world in terms of media, then your propaganda is working, right? It's just like, the games in China, this beautiful stadium that they built, this odd looking thing. Do you guys remember this? I think it was Beijing. They built this huge odd looking thing and wonderful. But now, and we saw documentaries on this, that whole facility is a ghost town. right?
Money talks, bullshit walks.
All right. So, talking about interesting facts, Ryan Mason out there sent me a text message earlier. We were chatting by phone. By the way, if you guys ever want to catch up with Carla and I in a more personal manner, send us a picture to show, send us something to put on the wall, whatever it may be. You can reach out to us on Facebook at Justin, Justin space Carla, Carla space Davis, Davis on Facebook, or 5K space tennis, as in our business, for coaching and stringing rackets. That can be found on Facebook and on Instagram as well. And Carla has Twitter. I do not, at 5K tennis 1. And you can catch up with us there. Ryan Mason sent us an interesting fact this morning about a couple of things about Novak Djokovic that I thought were astonishing. Read those.
Okay. Let's go back. Ryan Mason. And
this is a nugget about why tennis players don't get the respect that they should get. This is some facts about Novak Djokovic performing better than some of the best Olympic sprinters in history, and so forth. Read this.
Before I read that, Yinghao said, "Do you mean the Bird's Nest Stadium in China? Because that's not true."
Okay. Yes, I do mean that. Elaborate on that. We were watching something on Netflix about a year or two ago. Do you remember this? Do you remember it? And they showed the whole Chinese stadium, and it was called the Bird's Nest. And there was people there, and they were trying to, mask themselves of what they were saying. And in other words, they didn't want to be identified by the government. And they were saying things like, they built this, and it's just a ghost town, and it's only probably.
Tell us more, Yinghao.
Tell us more.
Sister the Queen, I don't know. You have a poster of Novak up now. Must log off. Laugh out loud.
That's okay.
Sister the Queen, this is what I'm talking about.
We were sent that.
We were sent this. And here I am. This is my point. I'm a huge Rafa fan, but no one sends anything about Rafa. And I love Federer, but no one sends shit about Federer. I mean, someone sent me a Serena shirt, so I wear it. Where are the Rafa fans? Where are the Federer fans, guys? Send stuff. I think I had one person, which was
Ethan DA in New York.
He sent a hat. Thank God he sent a hat. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. So when our house was destroyed by a Hurricane Sally, I did videos of that. If you don't care about weather, either way, you can watch our house get destroyed, because I filmed it and not live, but I recorded it, then downloaded it. But once we got back into the house, which was recently, it's still not done. We said we were going to put a blank wall behind us, and whoever sent us stuff, we would put it up. Ethan DA, my mom, George S. in Houston, Texas, King Nico, Florence, Flo, what's up, my lady? And I think is she in China?
She's in New York right now.
She's in New York.
Yeah.
My daughter, Liliana, made this for me for Father's Day. So if you gripe about things on the wall, you got to send something to put on it yourself. I'm not going to take down this ever, but I will pin stuff up around it. But he sent it, and we're gonna split.
Well, I was looking at their website. That's a huge team they have of guys, tough guys.
Yeah. I mean, the guy, the gentleman.
I was looking at who's in the club, like who's the team right now and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, big deal.
Pretty big deal.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And that being a print and not a poster, that's not a poster.
Cheap.
That's a print. It's
that
like a photograph. Cheap. We rolled it out. It came in a tube, and we rolled it out, and it was all glossy and beautiful. So anyway, if you don't want to see all of that, just send something, and we'll start to kind of pin up around that. Okay.
Okay.
Ryan
Sean says Bird's Nest is just a tourist attraction. Yinghao said there's so much false info about China, I don't even know where to begin.
Start and we'll read it.
Michael Walker says Bird's Nest is the stadium that gave Usain Bolt its gold medal in 2008.
Agree.
All right, let's read Ryan Mason's comment.
Ryan Mason's comment about Novak Djokovic. Listen to this.
Players were tracked from 2014 to 2016 at the Australian Open, and the Djokovic's top speed when sprinting more than 3 meters was 22.38 miles per hour. In contrast, Federer and Nadal were about 6 miles per hour slower than him. To put it in context, if Djokovic could maintain the speed for 40 yards, he would have been the second fastest receiver in the NFL that year. And if the Serb could maintain that speed over 100 meters, he would have won the gold medal and set world record in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics.
Amazing stats. So he would, Djokovic being a tennis player, if he went to 1964, would have won. multiple relays in the Olympics. That tells you how the human body has evolved over the years, right?
Definitely.
But his overall, the huge stat here that was amazing to me is that Novak Djokovic was 6 miles per hour quicker than both Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal on the court. This is why he's the best returner in the game. He's just faster. His reflexes are faster. He gets to the ball quicker. And that's just, again, something that is almost astonishing to me. 6 miles per hour. Do you know that 6 miles per hour in terms of humans walking or running, if I'm running 6 more miles per hour than you, man, I'm way out in front of you. And the NFL receivers, by the way, the NFL receivers in the National Football League, American football, not soccer, but football, tackle football. These guys are balling, and he's running at the current level of the second fastest receiver in football. Amazing.
So Michael Walker said, is that true? I find it hard to believe about Novak's speed.
I do too. When Ryan sent me the text message, he did say that he got it from an article. I would be curious about that.
What's
because
the
look,
article? Yeah.
and the NFL, there are players. Do you remember Chris Johnson that played with the Tennessee Titans, and he almost outran a cheetah, at least on a short distance? Some of these guys running like 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 40s. It's pretty amazing to me. Now, some of the receivers in the NFL are 6'5", 6'6", so they can get up after the pass. So I might believe the receiver if it was a cornerback, a defensive corner, corner, not a quarterback on offense, but a cornerback on defense. I would have a hard time believing he would be faster than the corners, because the corners are quick and they can stick and they can move. Receivers are big going downhill. They get up after it. I can see that one.
I was trying to see if I could find the article. What's up, Flo? Michael Walker says the fastest tennis player is Borg, Monfils, Chang. I believe Monfils fast. Chang was definitely fast first time. Borg was definitely fast first time. I can see Novak, though, being in that category. He is pretty fast. There are drop shots that it's unbelievable. Unbelievable how he gets to it. So I believe that. What's up, New Young? Jose P said Ruggs from Alabama clocked in a blazing fast 40 time. Ruggs.
Okay, so
is that a run? Is that a
Jose
football player?
Yeah, so Jose P just drops a college football knowledge clip. Are you a college football fan? I would love to know that. Here in Alabama, you have to be. I'm kidding. We're Alabama Crimson Tide fans here, even though I do have family that went to the University of Alabama and the University of Auburn, or Auburn University, both schools. So we're a little equal on that one. I graduated from the University of South Alabama. So I'm a Jaguar fan. I'm a South Alabama Jaguar fan.
I could care less about college football.
Whoa. Your oldest son is at the Air Force Academy. So you have to be an Air Force Academy fan.
Not really. Yeah, sure, I'll cheer, but I'm not a fan. I appreciate it. I like NFL. I've told you this from the beginning.
Do you have a shadow on you?
No, I'm cool. And I'm an NFL. I love.
And who's your NFL team?
The Giants are my team, because I'm from New York, but I follow Tom Brady, so I love Tom Brady. I love Aaron Rodgers, wherever they play. When I was a kid, it was Joe Montana, the 49ers, but I'm a Giants fan.
I'm from San Francisco, California. I've always been a 49er. However, let me ask Carla a question. She just said that the New York Giants were her favorite, and her
right now they have no one.
Okay. Anyway, Carla, can you tell me who your starting quarterback is this year?
I know it's not Manning.
Oh, duh.
It's the young guy from didn't he come from like Stanford or something like that?
No.
I don't know. Who is it?
No. You need to find that out.
Okay. I know he's been there for 2 years, but they haven't done much.
You got to find that out. You can't call yourself a Giants fan if you don't even know who your starting quarterback is.
When football season starts, I will look him up.
We better start figuring it out.
I was a fan when Manning was there, and unfortunately his career is done.
So that means you're not a fan anymore.
No, I'll be like the New York Knicks. I love the New York Knicks, but now I don't watch them.
Oh, yeah. And you probably couldn't tell me one person on their starting roster.
I could not tell you one.
All right.
I could like Mike. There's a Mike in there?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Next topic. All right.
Sister to Queen said, Carla, were you conflicted when Giants were against the Patriots? I went for the Giants.
Well, duh, yeah.
Duh. Like, even if Tom Brady was playing, I went for the Giants. Absolutely. I actually liked Tom Brady after the Giants' kind of career went down. I didn't like Tom Brady before that, just like Federer. I hated him. I actually hated him. Can you believe that? Every time that guy made the foul, I was like, damn.
I don't know why you like Aaron Rodgers so much. The guy has always been kind of snooty in a way. And I'm a big Packers fan. I'm a huge Brett Favre fan, Bart Starr fan. Going back years, Bart Starr went to Alabama. Anyway, but am I correct that Aaron Rodgers just turned down a contract as of today to make him the highest paid quarterback in all of football, and he declined it? That means he doesn't want to be there.
No, he's older now, right?
I don't know.
Why do I like him? Because he had the looks before, and I liked the Packers before, but yeah, he's had some issues. I get it. That's why when he plays against Tom Brady, I choose Tom Brady. He plays against the Giants, I choose the Giants.
Well, good for you, but I call that up and down fanhood. Look, I'm with my San Francisco 49ers.
Look who's talking.
I'm with my
Federer.
I'm with my
who's talking.
I'm with my San Francisco 49ers and my San Francisco baseball Giants, no matter if they win or lose. And look, I'm not with Federer because he's not winning or losing. I just understand it's his time to retire, just like Brett Favre. Look, look, Brett Favre went to Southern Mississippi, right up the street from here, went to his college games, went to his Senior Bowl here in Mobile, followed his career just like I followed Federer's career. And there was a time where we knew Brett Favre had to retire, and there was a time where the Green Bay Packers knew Brett Favre had to retire. Now, Brett Favre was initially an Atlanta Falcon. Jerry Glanville traded him laughingly to the Green Bay Packers, and then Green Bay finally knew, it's time for another chapter. And Brett Favre went to the Jets and then to the Vikings. It's just time for Roger Federer to go. That doesn't mean I don't like Roger Federer. It just means that, okay, dude, it's time to move on, and I'm going to move on as a fan. That's it.
So Michael Walker's asking me who Daniel Jones is. So I'm
the quarterback.
Yes, yeah, but I don't know who he is.
Thank you, Michael Walker.
I don't know who he is. Oh, okay, there he is. Yes, I recognize him.
What, he play for Kentucky or Duke? Duke, yeah.
Okay.
Duke, yeah, one of those two, blue and white.
He looks like Manning, not that cute. That's okay. Maybe he'll be a great football player.
The New York Giants have one of the biggest platforms in all of football, but they haven't done anything in a long time.
No.
Okay. The problem is from the top down. Daniel Jones is a good quarterback, but who does he have around him? He's got a running back in Saquon Barkley that's blew out his ACL last year and doesn't even know when he's going to come back into the game. What? I am a true Federer fan.
He doesn't even know when I do this. Keep voting, guys. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Dude, do you want me to take my shirt off, Carla? You want me to take my shirt off and show you my tattoo on my back, and you tell me if I'm not a true Federer fan?
Tattoo.
I just am a true realist of when an athlete needs to retire.
58% say no. I mean, do you think when Nadal's done, I'm going to say, well, he's done, wash. Oh, finito. No, I don't like him. Oh, he needs to retire. No, I'm always going to say, come on, Nadal, let's go.
Doesn't mean I'm not a true fan. I was a true fan during his reign. Now that I know the reign is over, it's time to find someone else to get motivated about. Why do we stay involved in sports?
Michael Walker says, Justin's a fair weather Federer fan.
Yeah, I mean, fair weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a true fan and a realist.
Realist, that's it. Okay, next topic.
But you could take off your shirt. Show him your Federer fan.
You want me to show you?
Yeah, go for it. Let's go.
I'm supposed to show you?
Federer should retire when he wants. Yes, go ahead. Let him show you the tattoo since no one believes. He's going to show. Turn around. So you're going to have to really. There's the RF.
Hold on. Let me spin around here.
There it is. See? There's the
tattoo. It.
RF. See? Tattoo. Cool.
You got it?
Yep. Awesome.
All right.
All right. So most Federer fans were just bandwagoners who jumped on when Federer was dominant. That's what Sleepy's Joe's saying. Ying Hao said maybe Justin used to be a Fed fan. Now there's nothing wrong with that. Ying Hao says because likes and interests can change. That's true. Like me, I didn't like Tom Brady, and now I do. And I didn't like Federer before, and now I do.
Damn, it's backwards.
Jose P said Federer branded Justin. Laugh out loud. That's one thing I will never do. Never put a logo of any tennis player, not even Rafa. Never.
I don't know. Carla's already said she would get a tattoo if Rafael Nadal did not win the U.S. Open.
Not a tattoo of his initials or anything.
So, what are your thoughts on getting a tattoo right now? If you got one as of now, what would your thoughts be?
It would have to be with my kids, something with my kids, or tennis combined.
Okay, so make some type of kaleidoscope with like the kids.
Meaningful, not too big.
If there's any artists out there, would love to have a couple ideas of what Carla's tattoo would be. Okay, she doesn't have any. She's strong. I think she'd look good with one. I would love to know where she should get it, where, like what part of the body, number one. And then number two, what would it look like? So we have 5 kids and their names are Jonathan, Christopher, Liliana, Gabriella, and Justin Jr. So, and our last name is Davis. So how would you make a kaleidoscope of tennis, kids' initials, maybe a heart in there or something? How would you put it together? So if there's any artists out there that want to put something together for her tattoo, I would love to see.
So my tattoo was, the bet was what? That Rafa needs to win the U.S. Open? Or was it that?
No. Carla said that if Rafael Nadal did not win the U.S. Open, she would get a tattoo.
Got it.
Period. Rafael Nadal must win the U.S. Open or she gets a tattoo. Now, a lot of you have said, Carla, you're so very beautiful. You shouldn't mess up your body with putting ink on it. And that's okay. I understand that too, because you are beautiful. You have wonderful, wonderful figure. Your skin is beautiful. It's nice and soft. Soft stuff. She must use Dove. Anyway, no, we just use like Irish Spring or something. But nonetheless, she's super suave. Anyway, but I think it would be cool if someone that was artistic out there could put something together. And then maybe we could vote on the best thing. And then if Rafael Nadal lost, then you would get the tattoo of the artist who drew it. And the good news is that tattoo artists that I've worked with over the years, they charge you a couple $100 just to make the design, much less to do it. You know, you don't want the tattoo on the wall that you pick through. You don't want to get one that other people have. You want to get a unique one.
Sister Green said, Carla, you're brave with that tattoo bet. You can get a small one. I have a small heart under my ear. That's pretty cool.
So does that mean your man gets up next to that ear and like nibbling on it? Like, is that your nibble spot right there?
Yeah.
See where you're going with that? Heart on the ear. That's like telling your bro, like, hey, that's where I want you to be. Let's go. That's where I want you to be.
All right. Well, I made the bet, so I believe in Rafa. Let's go to the next topic.
Next topic. All right. Next topic is going to be a shout out to another viewer. We love to do this. Excites me. Okay. Quite exciting. All right. So the shout out goes to a first time commenter that I ever saw. And I woke up early. Generally, I look at comments early when I'm drinking coffee or something, get up, I'm like, I start reading comments and responding because after I get going, I don't have enough time to generally check them. But there was a comment from someone by the name of, have you ever tried block? That was the individual's name.
These names that they come up with.
Have you ever tried block? I'm curious of what that is. Anyway, but he or she sent this message and I read it. And I must admit, before she reads it, I had never heard this terminology ever before. Born into the game, I'm 43. I started playing it at 2, have pictures. I've never heard this terminology, but nonetheless, it's true. So let's read, have you ever tried my blocks comment?
All right. Winning the gold medal at the Summer Olympic Games, in addition to the 4 majors in one calendar year, is known as the Golden Grand Slam or Golden Slam. Winning the year-end championship, known as ATP Finals for men's singles and doubles disciplines, the WTA Finals for both women's in the same period is known as Super Slam. Although no player has ever completed the Super Slam in a single season, Steffi Graf achieved a non-calendar year Super Slam by winning all 4 mentioned titles consecutively. By winning the Golden Slam consecutively, he wrote, okay, that's what he wrote there. By winning the Golden Slam in 1988, alongside the 1987 Virginia Slams Championship, the year-end championship for women's tennis at that time. So he's calling it the Super Slam.
Super Slam.
Okay.
Number 1, and the poll questions. You can write this. You can do a poll question. I had no idea. Can you poll question everyone to whether or not they?
Let me end this one. Hold on. And poll, and 64% say you're not. Okay.
Well, I am. I put his name on my back. I really am. But it's time to move on. It just is.
I can't.
Okay. Have you ever heard of this terminology, a Super Slam? Okay. Michael Walker would be a good one to ask.
Have you ever heard
of the quote unquote Super Slam? Quote, Super Slam, end quote. Michael Walker would be a good one to ask. We're around the same age, but this guy is an absolute tennis historian guru. I'm curious if Michael Walker has ever heard this. Anyway, a couple things. I've never heard it, so I'm led to believe that now maybe Novak Djokovic has created this terminology himself. It's never been done. Winning all 4 majors plus the Olympics and the ATP World Tour Finals at the end of the year. Now, there was a point in time there was no ATP and there was no ATP format at the end of the year.
80% no.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe a Denny's, Sleepy said.
Super Slam, Grand Slam, eggs without my hammy, and all that stuff.
Let's just stop
with you.
Let's just stop the whole stupid slam stuff. I mean, who cares? Win and that's it. That's all that matters.
Now, here's my question for this topic. Hey, can you chill with the noise, kids? Here's my topic for this question. This Super Slam thing, okay? Never heard about it, but now that I have it associated with my mind, would you agree or disagree that this would be the hardest damn thing in all of damn sports history? To win on grass, on hard court, on clay, to win the Olympics, and to win. Is there anything else in sports that would be even close to this? Number one, as part of the question. My question B of this same question is, if this was Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal aiming for this, first time ever, never been done before, oh my gosh, don't you think that this would be souped up on every media outlet, every headline, every newspaper, black and white heading, every title? Don't you think if Roger Federer or Rafael Nadal was going for this Super Slam at Denny's with moons over my hammy, don't you think that this would be plastered on every sports page, every news station on the planet?
It should be.
But Novak Djokovic is going for this, something that he has almost created. 83% of us, 88% of us have never heard of it. And now we've heard of it thanks to Have You Ever Tried Block?
Sleepy Joe says Super Slam sounds like a Mickey Mouse tennis tournament from 70s, 80s. Sir John says, I heard about the Diamond Slam. That is win everything there. Maybe that's what he meant.
Just saying.
I'm sick. Michael says I'm 54. Gimon, and I've never heard of a Super Slam. Simonovic says, who, man or woman, has the most slam in all categories? Singles, doubles, mixed doubles. I think that would be Martina Navratilova.
It's possible.
Miak90 said, why is Justin so red?
Probably because I play tennis every day and I'm really fair skinned.
Probably the orange shirt too.
Yeah. So we're on the court like 8-9 hours a day and I'm super fair skinned. I've had probably, how many Mohs surgeries have I had on my face?
Many.
Like 5. I don't know if you know what Mohs surgery is, but it's where you're awake. They don't put you to sleep, but they come in and the surgeon, deadens your face up or whatever. And they start removing huge pieces of meat from your face and then, or anywhere on your body. And then they go to the lab and make sure they've got the margins clear in terms of the skin cancer. I've had 4 or 5 basal cell carcinomas on my face. Over my lifetime, I've never tanned. I just burn. I go from very light skin. I have very light green eyes. I can never not take my shirt off outside. I will burn in a matter of seconds. Yin Hao Kaur knows this. He's a very Yin Hao Kaur is very aware of the difficulty of sun poisoning and the sun killing you. There was a video I did. If you go to our channel and go to playlist, there's a video that I put, and I think there's only one video there, and it says Mohs surgery, M-O-H-S, Mohs surgery. And I filmed one of them it was absolutely gnarly, crazy. Check that out. But I burn, and that's it. And yesterday, the day before that, and every day before that for the past 22 years, we've been on the court. And unfortunately, the past couple of days,
he does put sunblock.
I've worn a ball cap.
And he's put sunblock. And
then you told me the other day, you were like, geez, you never had your hat on. And I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, get your hat on.
Yeah.
Hello.
So that's why. And it's going to kill me one day. I already know that.
Anyways, to take care of yourself. Dushan says, Edwin Moses Vaughn, 112 consecutive races, 400-meter hurdles.
Damn.
Wow. But see, we never hear of that.
Speaking of the hurdle race, the Olympics is coming up. If you had to choose one event that you could only watch, right? So say you had to work or your television or radio only worked for this one event, what event would that be? Would it be tennis or would it be something else? Carla, what would your event be?
Okay, so today we were watching
swimming.
So 90% said no and 10% said yes. We were watching Michael Phelps. We were watching Olympic swimming trials, That's why most people watch the Olympics. That is exciting. Watching Michael Phelps. They were repeating the 2008 Beijing relay race. That was excitement. you have these college guys competing and these college girls. That's what the Olympics are for. I said, nowhere else do you see, let me go watch tennis on the Olympics. No, you don't. You want to see the freaking swimmers. You want to see the runners. You want to see the gymnasts. Heck, even soccer is exciting at the Olympics, because I pick my teams as well. Nobody talks about tennis. They just don't. And I have an article actually about that.
By the way, the interesting thing for me this year is growing up, I played a lot of baseball. It's hard for me to watch baseball. I love to play it and played a lot. I played all the way to, I guess, right before high school, and then it was all tennis. But baseball is a really fun sport to play, not necessarily fun to watch. But someone has really drawn me into watching baseball. Now, if the San Francisco Giants are in the playoffs, I'm watching baseball. And when the San Francisco Giants make the playoffs, I don't shave until they lose. So if the San Francisco Giants make the playoffs, I won't shave until they lose. So I might have a beard soon. We'll see. They're first place in the NL West. But the Japanese player Shui Ohtani has been just absolutely killing it. I don't know if you follow baseball, and it may bore you. I'm sorry, but this young man deserves credit. It's very rare that you find a baseballer that can pitch, that can play any position in the field, and hit at very high levels. And he does all of it, and he's playing for his country, Japan, in the Olympics. Follow that story. That's a good story there. Now, there are usually like a 7 or 8 country pool in baseball in the Olympics, and you got to watch out for the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is in there. I know the United States is in there. Japan is in there. South Korea has to be in there. Is Mexico in there? Is Puerto Rico on their own, or are they part of the U.S.?
They're part of the
for
US.
the Olympics.
They're part of the U.S. Remember, Monica Puig won the Olympics.
I think the Dominicans will win baseball, but watch this kid Ohtani play, who's playing now for the Anaheim or California Angels. When I was a boy growing up in California, it was the Anaheim Angels, but now it's the California Angels, still in Anaheim. But nonetheless, watch him because he's worth watching.
Okay, so again, I read, we were talking about this. Is it important, the Olympics for tennis? And lo and behold, I find an article from Tennis Channel. Article reads: the Olympic tennis lack of judgment is different from everyone, and that's okay. They put to go for gold or not. So I got little bits and pieces of this article. It said tennis was included in 1896 in Summer Olympic Games in Athens.
The history on that, 1896.
History. It said remained till 1924 Olympics in Paris. Tennis would appear as a demonstrated sport in 1968 and another year. I wrote it down. 1968 and 19 something. Came back in 1988 Seoul Olympics where Steffi Graf won. No prize money given. ATP points were given starting in the 2000 Sydney Olympics, and then WTA followed by that in the 2004.
Excellent.
Then they removed it in the 2016 Rio de Janeiro. No points. So you won, you got nothing. It was just the medal, right? Summer Olympic Games are not the pinnacle sports in tennis. Swimming and track and field are. An Olympic medal is just a bonus, they put. 64 players in singles, 32 in doubles, and 16 in mix. Then I read
32 doubles teams, meaning 64 players.
Yeah. Then I read a quote with Sam Querrey. Sam Querrey hasn't competed in the Olympics since the 2008 Beijing Games. He said, quote, a lot of my friends don't even know that tennis is in the Olympics. It's overshadowed by those other sports. I would rather win any Masters series over an Olympic gold. So it's just not on my radar.
Wow. Interesting statement from Sam Querrey. To come out, I didn't know. I've never heard that. But for someone such as Sam Querrey to come out and say that some of my own friends don't even know that tennis is in the Olympics,
many don't.
That's pretty hard hitting, right?
Many don't. And then we looked it up. Why? The article kept in depth. Well, the United States overall history has 1,134 gold medals. They have won. So tennis definitely is not needed to win medals, is what they're saying. There are other sports that win these medals. It says maybe for smaller countries, players from smaller countries, it's a big deal because it's a huge recognition thing. Like I read Wozniacki, just her walking was a big deal. Baghdadis, because, his country, Cyprus, there's not many athletes there.
By the way, speaking about that area of the world, Cyprus, Greece, by the way, we have Stefanos Tsitsipas, and she just mentioned Baghdadis from the same neck of the woods, not quite, but right there in the same ocean. Don't forget that Giannis Antetokounmpo, hopefully I said that correctly, but if you watch the NBA, National Basketball Association, we have a Greek basketball player that's been balling for a long time that has a chance to win the NBA championships tonight in Phoenix. Poll question: if you watch basketball, I love it, Stefan Nizovic. I will dunk on you, bro. Be careful. But who wins tonight?
Cyprus,
Who wins tonight? Suns versus Milwaukee Bucks. Who wins? And if it goes to a game 7, who wins that? Or do the Milwaukee Bucks win tonight? Now, the Phoenix Suns have been awful at home this year and better on the road. Anyway, long story short, is who you got, Bucks or Suns?
Phoenix Suns. And I did a poll. Is tennis important at the Olympics? 50% of you said yes, and 50% said no.
That's a toss-up.
So El Medina said, hi, guys. What's your opinion about the Tsitsipas said about coaching? Someone sent me an article about that. I think it was Wildlife. He sent me something about Tsitsipas. It seems like his career is just kind of going downhill after the French Open. Let me look it up here.
It doesn't have something to do with coaching from the sidelines and the signals which he always gets from, Tsitsipas is a champion of getting cited for accepting coaching from the sidelines. I don't know what that comment meant, but if it has to do with coaching from the sidelines, in my opinion, I think it sucks. When I go, look, I've been in altercations with coaches at tournaments in front of a lot of people because I caught another coach going up to the fence and whispering to a student. I think it sucks. I think it's weak, and I think it's freaking absolutely hideous.
I agree with you. He said coaching on every point should be allowed in tennis. The sports needs to embrace it.
Nope.
We're probably one of the only global sports that doesn't use coaching during the play. Make it legal. It's about time the sport takes a big step.
Okay, well, screw you, Tsitsipas. Screw you. No one cares.
Wildlife said he's probably tired of his dad and Mortaglu getting coaching violations.
Look, man, forget Tsitsipas, man. He's a baby. He's a fairy. He's a little spastic little brat when he says stuff like that. I like his game, and he has promise. But if you have to win after tennis having been around, since the late 1860s or something like that, I think the first Wimbledon was 1894 or something. Mm-hmm. But if you have to cry and whine like Naomi Osaka does just to make up some stupid shit, then you will never win anything, and you'll just be a little bratty little fool like your boy Zverev out there. And you guys can just walk around and spazzing out and whacking your parents with their tennis rackets and beating up on your girlfriends. Sounds about right to me.
Ying Hao says, will LeBron win another NBA title?
No. And who asked the question?
Ying Hao.
Ying Hao Cooler. We talk a lot. He'll forgive me.
Ying Hao Hoor, correct? Say yes or no.
I love it.
Or is it Ying Hao Core like he says? I thought it was Ying Hao Hoor.
Okay. Never been a LeBron fan ever, for the most part.
I am.
He's just a big dude. He can play, but
he's a specimen.
He's just a big
Have you seen him? What a specimen.
Look, I was born a Lakers fan, born into a Lakers fan family. Okay. I'm talking AC Green, James Worthy, Kareem Days, blah, 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 blah. Magic Johnson, list goes on. But LeBron is kind of where Federer is now, but in basketball, right? He can do it, but he needs a supporting cast. He can't do it on his own. And Anthony Davis, his boy there, gets hurt a lot. And so the Lakers have built this short-term foundation upon winning a championship amongst two big men. Doesn't work that way anymore. The Lakers got annihilated in the first round of the playoffs this year. How can you expect the Lakers to win another championship? You're going to have a younger base with more variety. And believe it or not, coaches in basketball are very important. I'm not a Warriors fan. They're across the bay from San Francisco for me, where I'm from. But young-minded coaches like Steve Nash in Brooklyn and Steve Kerr in Golden State, and their mindset of moving the ball a lot and spreading the floor open instead of just pitching it up and letting some big dude dunk the ball. Times have changed with that. Giannis, the Greek player we just talked about for the Bucks, He's a big man. He can get in there and ball, but he's an all-court player as well. And that's what makes them dangerous. CP3 is great for the Suns, but he's a little short, so it's tough for him to kind of maneuver and keep that level up over a long basketball game. So anyway, but no, LeBron won't win another championship, just the same way Federer won't win another major.
Ying Hao says it's core, so you're right. Miak90 said, who's your GOAT, Justin? MJ or LeBron? I already told you.
MJ all day. No, it's not even comparable. Yeah. Not even on the same look. Basketball for me, just like baseball. There's 3 sports I was raised to play: tennis, baseball, basketball. Basketball, the height at 6'1", I couldn't get up there. Baseball, as I got to like the upper high school years, the pitches approaching 100 miles an hour, it was tough for me to come around on it. So the pitching was a little fast, and tennis just stuck. But I used to run home from every one of those practices every day to go see Michael Jordan play on TV. I had every pair of Jordans, everything. I've never raced home to watch LeBron play. And I find that LeBron I find that LeBron is a lot about himself. Like Jordan, what you could see, he was about winning. LeBron, it seems like he always has to open his mouth about something. Wasn't there something not terribly long ago where he was in some beef with China about something he said?
I mean, I agree with you. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I agree.
Yeah, by far. His whole game.
I do agree with you. I can't argue with that. I like both guys, honestly.
His ball handling skills. Jordan was a player that was in college at the University of North Carolina and didn't even really come into his own until like his second year there.
I like his story. Did you guys watch his story that's on Netflix?
Yeah, he's not a big man, 6'6".
It's great to watch. Great to watch.
Jordan's like the height of Zverev and Tsitsipas plus an inch. He was doubted for some parts of his career. And then Jordan comes in and absolutely magnetizes everyone to the screen. Was an international phenomenon. Absolutely.
Beautiful story.
Absolutely. Jordan is way better than LeBron. Way better. Not even close. And if you disagree, then you're just a LeBron fan.
So there was an article I read. We were talking about Tsitsipas, right? We were talking. So Justin's getting up because, he has to get up. His legs are cramping right now.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm giving him the excuse. Anyway, so I read an article that Boris Becker was talking about Zverev. I'm not sure if you guys read the article, but Boris Becker was criticizing Zverev about his attitude in tournaments. And he said, quote, the main culprit of Sasha's losses in the Grand Slams is only himself. He should understand why he was to correct his mistakes. He continually makes these mistakes, and in its difficult phases, he tends to remain passive. He stays behind the field, waiting for the opponent's mistake. Obviously, this does not happen, and in the end, he loses the match. We have to correct the situation, definitely. So then Mr. Zverev comes back and says he can, let me go back to his, because I thought it was funny what Zverev said. As his two Germans battling. He says, Boris Becker and I have known each other for several years, and I know what he thinks of me. He says, actually, we both know what we think of each other. I'm not surprised at all, but I don't care. Currently, my goal is to win the Olympic gold in Tokyo in Germany and nothing else. I'm preparing thoroughly, and this will see how things turn out at the Olympics.
Look,
Boris Becker basically said, you're a little bitch. Tough it up.
He really is, though. And look, Zverev is like she said, the B word. He's just a little fly. Like, get off me. It's like a fly buzzing in your ear.
All right, the crybaby puppy hater. We'll call him that. So I don't have to pronounce his name. Zverev, the little bitch.
Look, when we're getting into what's
up, Chuku?
I'm a dad with 5 kids, by the way. If any of my sons acted like Zverev or Tsitsipas, it'd be a bad day for everyone involved. I'm sorry. I've never been a Tsitsipas fan. I love his game, but I've never been a fan because of the way he acts. Epitomized by his accidental thrashing of his father with his errant tennis racket spasm. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, and we're talking about Zverev.
Zverev even worse.
Boris Becker said it just right. He hasn't changed anything, and that's why he hasn't won. He doesn't correct his mistakes. What Becker said about Sasha is correct. I mean, he gave him great advice, you know? And here comes this little baby not respecting an older player that's won slams that perhaps he should listen to. That's been there, that's struggled, that's gone through stuff, you know?
How old was Boris Becker when he first made won his first major? 17, like Wimbledon or something?
Yeah.
Look,
and he says the main culprit of Sasha's losses in Grand Slams is only himself.
Exactly.
And he's being a crybaby.
Zverev is a crybaby.
I mean, seriously, I would be listening. I'd be like, Becker, what did you do? You know, what did you do? Because you are a champion. I know that you have a difficult life now and blah, 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 bankrupt. But obviously the man knows about tennis.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Becker may not have the most brilliant personal life post-tennis, but I can assure you that Boris Becker and Stefan Edberg were two athletes when I was a boy that we would race home to go see, just like Michael Jordan. So I would assume, I would hope, maybe assumptions are generally wrong, but I would hope that someone like puppy hater, wife beater, and Lindell hater Zverev would, go back to the drawing board and try to listen to some of these people. Now, some of these woke young people, they feel like they know everything and we know nothing. We have kids and sometimes they think that we've never heard the song Let It Be before, or we've never heard Tupac before. We're like, what? We used to ball that before you even thought of conceived. But so kids think they know everything. So they, they get all this information on their cell phones every day and they're like, oh, I know everything about the world. And then they get to throw shit back at someone who's been there, done that, because they think because they've had a bad personal life that's been plastered all over the media that they don't have to listen to them. And that's what makes him a bitch.
Zverev is, let's see, Sister Queen says Boris needs to tell Zverev to bow down. Agree?
I agree with you, Sister Queen.
Flo says Zverev in Russian means animal. Well, he's definitely not one. And Medvedev in Russian means bear. Yeah, he's probably better. But no, they got confused with the nationality. Zverev should have been an American boy. Just saying. Chuku said Boris should coach Zverev. It's not going to happen. Sleepy Joe Becker was such an underachiever. Ying Hao Core says also generational thing. They need to toughen up a little instead of complaining about everything. Very true. Very true. What's the next?
Oh, I was freestyling a little bit there. Okay, next thing.
Osaka?
Let's go there. All right.
Osaka.
Get ready for this one because Carla is ready to go.
Osaka. Hey, what's up? I obviously know my tennis.
Let's go.
Sonic Mosh says Boris needs to tell Tsitsipas to stop talking. Did you hear that Tsitsipas wants coaching for every point? He's crazy. Yeah, we talked about that.
Tsitsipas is a fairy. He can keep it, get lost.
Even worse, Simone. Zverev means beast, not animal. Well, even worse, he's definitely not a beast.
All right. Next topic. We'll keep taping comments on that. We'll keep. How am I supposed to say that?
Keep taking.
We'll keep taking.
Keep taking.
Okay.
Keep taking.
Here's an old saying. There's no better way to get out of a hole that you find yourself in than to stop digging. Does that make sense? If I find myself in a hole, damn, I want to stop digging because how the hell am I going to get out if I keep digging, right?
Stop whispering.
This relates to Naomi Osaka, okay? Is Naomi Osaka a hypocrite? Okay, where am I going with this? Hey, Justin, your whispering is louder than talking. That's what happens with a 5-year-old. He thinks he's whispering, but it's so loud. We can actually hear it like he's shouting. Kids, gotta love him. Okay, is Naomi Osaka a hypocrite? Why?
Yes.
She has pulled out of tournaments. She has said, my mental stress is just too bad. I can't talk to anybody. I'm going to just absolutely.
That's Murray. You got the wrong one.
Same one. They're acting the same. Okay. Murray that was his take. Osaka just plays the victim here. Okay. Naomi Osaka, #1, has a Netflix series / documentary.
Which I'm not watching.
Okay. Can anyone tell me how many people it takes on a production crew and how many people, extras and stuff involved in acting are around you? Hundreds? Wouldn't you say at least 100 people?
Many.
Films, crew, casting, makeup, everything.
Wait. Yeah.
Okay. Your makeup's good. Put this outfit on. Go out here.
Talk about getting nerves.
Talk about nerves.
I would be like, oh my God.
Oh. Okay. #2, she has a new Barbie doll. Barbie, Barbie has dolls and they have an Osaka doll. Okay. The pitch for that that. Oh, people here. Does this dog look like you?
Here,
Okay.
yeah, I know. And then the Sports Illustrated.
We had a Vogue cover, Vogue magazine, one of the most popular women's magazines in history.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the cover. Okay. Do you think there's just one cameraman that she knows very well, and
and they're like making her move?
No makeup artist, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also, she just made the Sports Illustrated cover. Now, good for her. Good for her. Not hating on this.
But they're even probably propping up her boobs.
Propping up the boobs.
Perk up the ass, you know?
Give some ass perk. No. My question is, if you're getting a little boob tuck and you're getting a little ass perk, are you telling me that is less invasive than talking to just a small room full of people that are asking you questions?
Man.
Are you just being a whiny little brat?
Yeah.
Osaka is on the same level as Tsitsipas and Zverev, but she has 4 majors. Now, what I want to again reiterate to anyone that thinks that we're calling her out for some reason or we're biased for whatever reason, shut up, because this is freaking truth. Okay.
I haven't seen on my tennis that I know people with mental health issues and they find struggle to leave their house and can't deal with photos on social media.
Well, what the hell is she doing here?
Yeah.
She's like knee deep in all that.
Yeah.
She has more people watching and dealing with her right now because of magazines and documentaries and Barbie dolls and more than she ever had. I think a lot of us don't understand that when any athlete, I don't care if it's NBA, NFL, these players come off the field for an interview. They're not sitting in an auditorium full of 10,000 people. It's a small little conference room, wherever they are with like 30 chairs in there. And most of the time they're only halfway full and they just answer a spectrum of questions.
And remember, some of them are not even in there because of coronavirus.
No.
They're in a screen. So it's just really her and a couple
Naomi
people.
Osaka is an idiot. She is a victim. She plays the victim role.
Listen, Yinghouse says she poses in bikinis for validation, just like the others. And I have those pictures for you guys. And I have
Let's show them. Let's show them.
But this is what pissed me off.
And let me say something
This
from a
is what
personal.
pissed me
Can I
off.
say something real quick, Carla? And it's all you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a really confident person. I just took my shirt off on here to show you my tattoo, but
You look good.
it would be really hard for me to go to like Europe and wear a Speedo, like a little bikini, like a bikini bottom. So what I'm asking, what I'm telling you is don't you think it's more stressful and more anxious for someone like me to go walk out into a European beach or in Jamaica and just let the balls fly? Don't you think that would be more difficult than talking to a few people in a room? So let me ask this question and let everyone try to answer that. And if you want to, if you disagree, I would love to hear your take and how deep I do have a psychology degree from a university, but nonetheless, if you're free balling or you're talking to a few people, which is more stressful? Free balling. Okay. Free balling.
All right.
She's free balling and she ain't stressed. So don't tell me that 5 reporters stress you out.
All right. If she's obviously, my tennis, if she's worried and self-conscious what people think of her, the last thing you would do is broadcast your business to social media and promote your images. Exactly. It makes no sense to me. All right. This is what pissed me off. And maybe some of you guys will get on me about this. We know a lot of tennis players have been on Sports Illustrated, but they say here, she is the first Black female athlete to be on the cover of the issue. First Black female athlete. Okay. My problem with this is that Osaka is not Black, just Black. Okay. There was another picture I took here. This is how they should have worded. And someone on Twitter said it really well. First Haitian and Japanese woman on the cover. She's not African American, guys. Why is that there? I didn't understand that. She's not. She's representing Japan, number one. Number two, she's not Black female. Look at her face. Hello, thank you. She isn't Black. Sleepy Joe said. Michael West said she isn't Black. Bozidar says, not like she's into tennis anymore. If you love tennis, you always find a reason to keep going.
Exactly.
Michael Walker says Osaka is stressed, answering questions about, oh gosh, we'll go back. Answering questions about problem playing on her bad surfaces. Chuku says Osaka left the French Open and Wimby because she knows she stood no chance to win either. Okay. She's going to play the U.S. Open at AO no matter what. This is a good comment by Michael Walker as always. Why? Michael Walker just mentioned that she has only trouble answering questions when she's playing tournaments on bad surfaces. This is the tale. This tells you the truth in the fact that she can't admit fault when she loses. This player was better, and I just didn't play very well.
she comes up with excuses to run around the media when she's on surfaces that she doesn't like to play on. I didn't make that up. Mike Walker did, but it's a really truthful statement. Think about it. You know, she for her to still be wrapped up in our everyday of tennis news, to me, is freaking preposterous. This is exactly why U.S. tennis, and granted she's playing for Japan, but this is the same mindset of why U.S. tennis freaking sucks here, because whiny babies start bitching and they get their way, and then the world changes because of these people bitching. Mm-hmm. She needs to shut up, keep doing her deal. There's no disrespect to her as a person at all. And then the media takes it like she's the first African or first black. First of all, in our house, by the way, we're all very open-minded. I have a Spanish wife. I have mixed children. And we don't even say, quote unquote, black. You're just a person. Yeah, but for the media to wrap this whole thing up like she's the first, she's Haitian and Japanese.
Isn't she representing Japan? That's why, to me, that doesn't seem. Tiger Woods was in the USA representing USA. Honestly, Osaka should be representing the USA.
Yeah, but she's playing for Japan.
She's playing for Japan.
Okay.
That's what, to me, that just doesn't fit. So I'm going to show you.
No disrespect to Japan, but good luck.
I'm going to show you her pictures. And I like one of her bathing suits that I'm actually going to probably buy.
I wish you would get that one.
I'm actually going to buy. So you have a Spanish, not Spanish. Thank you. So here we go.
Yes, thank you, Mike. She's Hispanic. Yes, agreed.
So I don't know if they can see it. So you're going to have to tell me.
Carla always has a tough time finding bathing suits because she's like 5'4" and very stocky.
Can they see the picture?
Yes, they can see it.
Okay, that's her first picture.
All right.
Is that good?
That's a good picture.
Okay, second picture, which is the bathing suit I'm going to get.
Okay, back it away. It's a little blurry. Okay, so Carla likes the one piece. So, yeah, that's the one piece. It's a little blurry, but it's okay. Yeah, it's cleared up a bit. Okay.
So then I took, but here's a few more. Here's another one.
And that bathing suit's too high cut for you.
No, I would never wear that. She doesn't have the hips either.
Yeah, Carla.
I would never wear that. And then here's the other one, which was cute.
Now you could wear that one too.
I wouldn't wear that though.
The brown one was good for you.
I'm talking about, here's a person that has mental issues, but you're like this. Okay. But then I said, boom! I said, no way this girl even comes close to Serena.
Let's go, my lady. Oh.
Now she's a black female.
Oh.
Now she rocked the bathing suit. And here's the other one.
No, she had a picture in a white bathing suit that was the beast.
But look at this one. That is a black female.
Where's her white bathing suit?
You
better find that one. Find that one. There was a picture. Serena caused me trouble in my marriage when Carla and I first met. It was a long time after that. But I used to get the Sports Illustrated, and she was in this white bathing suit. And, man, I would be at the grocery store checkout line, and I couldn't stop staring at damn Serena's picture on the damn thing. Yeah, what's up? What's up, my lady? Let's go. Shoot. Soldier right there.
Serena, definitely.
Serena has Osaka
definitely
beat.
Black female athlete.
Let's
definitely
go.
Represented all the way. And she made the bathing suits look like bim, bam, boom.
Let's go, Serena.
Was just
Let's
average.
Go.
Average.
I'm better.
I was like, okay.
I'm better than your average. Got you.
And Serena, during those times, same as Osaka's age, probably, maybe a little bit older when she did that Sports Illustrated in 2015. She was older.
I'm better.
Still
than
had the better
average.
body. Still was the better athlete. Still was the better champion. Boom.
Let's go. All right. Poll question. Can you type this in a poll question?
Who's Carla's best tennis crushes list?
I want to hear this.
Berdych,
Thomas.
But
Berdych.
my number one is for sure Ironman, which is Fusovic.
Martin Fusovic.
2 would be Berdych. 3 would be Stefan Edberg. Safin. 4. Is there already 5?
It's a pretty damn good list.
That's a good list.
We've got Martin Fusovic at the number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about Karen Khachanov. You liked him too.
He's kind of
because his game dropped.
Yeah.
You had Fusovic, Edberg,
Berdych. I said
Berdych.
Yeah, Fusovic, Berdych. I said Edberg and the Safin, and I don't have a 5th one. I don't know.
All right. Can you type
Justin's
this?
not getting jealous. No,
I don't get jealous, man.
That is just that's just tennis, tennis.
How I look at things is if some brother want to come over here and deal with her plus 5 kids.
Tomic, hell no.
Deal with that.
Berdych was one of my favorite players. Yes.
Seriously, Carla mention this. I know we meet a lot of people, and a lot of time we get to know them, and then they're married, and no disrespect to that at all, but we find that our relationship wouldn't work in a lot of other people's relationships, right? Like, in other words, what I'm meaning is, like, you have a lot of guy friends and you chat with.
Okay, no.
I mean,
first of all, I don't have no.
Well, you get what I'm saying. You talk with them a lot.
I don't have guy friends. It's all you viewers.
That's what I'm saying.
Me messages. I don't even know you guys like in that level. So no, you're messaging.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Most women wouldn't. I mean, most people are like, "Ooh, who are you talking to?" They get all pissy about it.
But you're in the same. We share the same Facebook thing. So what message they send to me, you see.
You're knocking on what I'm telling you. Do I ever control you at all?
No.
Do I ever look at your phone? Do I ever dig in your? Do I ever even mess with you at all?
No.
Honestly,
no.
Ever.
No.
I don't study who she talks to, and never have and never will. Because if you're in a relationship and you're finding yourself having to study what your other's doing, like, can I look at her phone? Or then you're screwed from the get-go. Just go ahead and split up and be done with it. Because if you are so self-conscious to the fact where you have to check on your girlfriend or your wife's shit, then you've lost all sense of what relationships are about. Mm-hmm. Period. Mm-hmm. All right, man. You guys want to come take Carla to the movies? Go ahead, man. I'm just saying. I don't give a damn because I know who she is and I know how we get down. That's it. I don't ever worry about that.
Says you like Eastern Europeans, but they have a temper hard to handle. So do I, buddy.
Eastern Europeans, and don't forget about those Hondurans from Brooklyn.
So do I. Just saying. I obviously know my tennis exactly, Justin. You have to always trust your significant other and not to be in each other's pockets.
Exactly. Look, right when I was in college in the 90s, I'm a psychology major, graduated from the University of South Alabama. At that point in time, it was 2 out of every 3 marriages end in divorce. 2 out of every 3. And 98% of the time, it's money, and then the other 2% of the time, it's cheating. I think those statistics have swayed a little bit. When I wake up in the morning, the last thing on my mind ever would be Carla messing around. I know the last thing on her mind would be I was doing that. I think if it came down to a couple words to describe you and I, tennis players, mm-hmm. competitors, mm-hmm. teammates. And we've been that way for a long time with 5 kids. Look, there's Ryan Mason out there that came into our lives out of nowhere in Mississippi. He's like 1, right?
Yeah.
I don't say anything. Now, maybe his wife may, I don't know. But look, you can't live life checking on other people's stuff. And if you have to do that, then you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why you were in the relationship in the first place. Okay. If I found myself looking in someone else's private stuff, I don't care who the hell I am, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Look, I got 5 kids and the 3 oldest ones, not the youngest ones, 2 have cell phones. Have I ever once checked on their text messages or their phone calls? Have I ever once, Carla? No.
It's not like they call anybody.
Why would I need to do that? If I needed to do that, then I'm not a good parent because I don't have a trustworthy child. And look, my oldest son's in the Air Force Academy. The next one's in line to go wherever he wants to go, and then the list will continue. Mm-hmm. But I did not raise kids to where I have to check their damn cell phone. And if I did have to check it, I'd smash that shit. I wouldn't even cut it off. I just throw it in the damn water. Right?
Why are we talking about that? Okay.
It's a good comment.
No, right.
It's a good topic. No, because whoever said, I agree with you, have to trust your significant other. Mm-hmm. It's really important in the world in which we live, and life is tough.
Yeah.
If you can't find a way to wake up every morning with your spouse or with your significant other or with your roommate or with your partner without checking each other's mathematics, you got to really look at your future and how your stress level is going to carry you later in life.
They're 19 and almost 17, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, our kids are.
And they're boys. So.
Yeah,
The 19-year-old pays his own stuff now. So
yeah, exactly. Our oldest son is 19.
Yeah.
I get it. We don't look that old, but we have a 19-year-old son at the Air Force Academy right now. Let's go. All right. Well, actually, he's here. Okay. Back to Naomi Osaka. Carla, on a scale of 1 to 10, and for all of you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a hypocrite and a victim role is Naomi Osaka playing? Okay. Think about that. This whole media spinoff is like, here's this young lady. And again, and Carla brought this up. I have to be careful with it because I'm a white male. And if I say anything I'm going to get just totally teed off on. But again, it's not that way. Just look at the relationship here. But and I have to be careful about bringing my sister into this. God bless her. She has had some issues with cancer now. But there's a victim role being played here. Naomi Osaka used her mental anxieties and depression based upon to get out of interviews. And here we are. She is all over the place and things that garnish way more attention than a post-match tennis conference. Most people don't give a shit about a post-match tennis conference. She just didn't want to do it. And she found a way to be snooty and create this whole, you owe me something because I'm, can you say it? I don't want to say it because I don't even, I don't know. She just didn't want she is Haitian and she is Japanese. Well, her and this whole media thing here in the United States contrives her as this victim that's black and is getting the raw end of the deal. And it's so
that's
wrong.
What it is. That definitely,
it's so wrong.
That definitely
and I'm sorry. Look, I have to say it because I'm going to shut up because it's going to come out wrong no matter what. The white man like me is the most hated person in the world today. And look, I got a mixed wife. I'm just telling you, as a father would tell anybody. She's playing a victim role.
She is playing a victim role.
She's playing a victim role, and I'm tired of it. Mm-hmm. Get lost. Take your formators. Go do your Vogue shoots and get the media to spin off something else, just like they spin off Federer and Nadal all the time.
All right. So anyway. Chris Cooper said, who caused her mental disturbance, or can that be asked? I don't know.
That's a great comment too. Sometimes anxieties come with the way you were raised, or did someone beat you, or did someone mistreat you, or did someone yell at you every day? Maybe it was
maybe it was tennis. Being homeschooled, then not socially. Not like other kids that go to school and they have the social interaction. She didn't.
Yeah, Carla and I meet a lot of tennis students that come to us, and they've been homeschooled for their entire lives, and the only thing they know outside of being at home every day doing their studies is the tennis court. And they have no socialization skills. Mm-hmm. Is this an Osaka thing? Does she have no idea how to socialize and answer questions? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because she's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, which 20 million people are looking at.
Said she did the bikini stuff last year. It just came out.
Okay, well, so be it. I mean, you can.
She was fine at this. I don't know, man. Who knows about her? Because she's still. Yeah. Michael says, "Be careful, Justin." I would too. Okay. Will she do press at the U.S. Open? I think she will.
Let me clear the air there. And Michael Walker's right.
Not Michael Walker. Michael Gimmons.
Or Michael Jimon. Yes. Jimon. And no matter the hardest part about doing this show when we prepare them, if it involves any athlete with any type of stuff in the media that has to do with any isms or ideologies or anything, I have to shut up and let Carla do it. We prepare for it and I write it and I'm like, okay, you have to say this and not me. Or Carla will write it and be like, I have to make sure I say this and not you.
Yeah, I do that a lot of times.
No matter.
Because if I say it, it's okay.
No matter what I say.
Have you noticed that, guys? If I say it, it's okay.
It's okay. Look, if
that's just the way life is.
I can't go and say Eugenie Bouchard is washed up because someone will call me some crazy name. I can't say that Naomi Osaka isn't necessarily black. She's Haitian and Japanese and not get annihilated for it. I love all people. I love everyone. I have a mixed family myself. I have mixed children. One of my best friends in the world is Michael Mixon and Pensacola. What's up, African American? Michael Walker's and Rajesh Kumar's. I have more friends that aren't Caucasian than I do that aren't. That's all I'm saying. But
Michael Walker said her social problems comes from answering questions about playing badly on worse surface and answering questions about that. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. And what happens is it came out of. It just went overboard. She allowed it to go overboard, Like, I think that she thought it would just blow over, and it didn't. It just didn't, Now it's just to the point where she's blocking people that are in the news world and stuff like that, because they're seeing the same thing. We're saying the same thing,
Yeah, and we're not the only people saying this. Carla and I were writing material for today, and we came across 4 or 5 news sources, major ones like CNN and Fox News and so forth, where there is open hostility between Osaka and every other reporter saying you're a hypocrite. Yeah. You're on the cover of the most coveted sports magazine in history. And you're talking about you have social anxieties?
No, I just think it has to do with the surface. Like Michael Walker said, the Michael surface said it well. This is the surface.
So
her issue is that she doesn't want to have to answer why she sucks on clay and why she doesn't do well on grass. Her surfaces are hard court, and that's all it's about. Yeah.
So she can't accept honest criticism when she needs to accept it as a quasi-million-dollar athlete.
She needs to say, next question. She needs to get on the phone with Venus Williams or Serena, which are two great people to find out how they got through certain things. Serena, how many times we've seen her crying in the conferences and stuff?
Many.
She even went so stupid as to say, it's because I'm a mother. And we always make fun of that, Better to say something stupid than not answer it. Djokovic, when he loses, when he got bagel at the French Open, or Nadal, when he got beat by Djokovic, he did the interview. You think that was easy for Rafa to get in there? Lost, having a chance to go over 21, gets beat by his nemesis. You think that was easy for the dude?
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't want to be there, but he did it. And that's what you're supposed to do as an athlete, a high-pay athlete, a professional athlete. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't quit. That's what you show kids. You don't quit. You keep going.
You're the role model.
Yeah.
And in worst case scenario, be Marshawn Lynch. Show up to the press conference, throw your big glasses on and say, you know what? I'm only here because I don't want to get fined. And then when the next reporter asks you a question, say the same thing. I'm only here because I don't want to be fined. But I don't want to hear victim roles anymore. Look, I'm not going to talk about my personal life.
Well, Ben Fricker said Kenin was crying at her press conference at the Australian Open this year and after a loss, but she still did it. Just
good comment, Ben Fricker. Good job,
Your
dude.
conference could be 5 minutes.
Exactly.
5 minutes. She could say, I don't want to answer that question. Look at, I give another example, Capriati. When she came back after the whole drug stealing thing, that lady would cry every single time on her press conference. Azarenka would cry.
Hingis dealt with the same?
They dealt with the same. You get through it, and that's part of life. We have our downs, and we have our ups and downs, and that's what you go through. Just saying.
Exactly. Squashing the topic. Again, I think it's a sad state of society where I can't even sit in my own room on our own family thing, and you all know us very well at this point. So thank you for listening to me. But it's a shame that I can't sit and speak freely about something that I'm very positive about in a way.
Go to the next thing.
Anyway, it's a sad thing, and that's why the world is very tough to live in these days. Quick shout out to the two-time back-to-back Tour de France winner, Slovenian young man named Tadej Pogačar. The Tour de France, if you don't know, is the most renowned bicycling race in the world. The reason why I brought this up is for a couple of reasons. Number one, here we are in the same part of the world with Novak Djokovic and these countries. I mean, look at these countries: Belarus, Azarenka, Sasnovich, Sabalenka. We got Serbia, Kekmanovic, Djokovic, Choiski. Give me some more. Tipsarevic. The list goes on. But here you are now in Slovenia. Winning back-to-back Tour de France's is a huge deal. Now, we understand that Lance Armstrong did it 7 times in a row, but can anyone tell me?
You okay there?
I got the hiccups. Can anyone tell me what happened with Lance Armstrong? I don't need to go there. Big achievement for this young man from Slovenia to win a back-to-back French Open with negative drug tests, meaning he didn't dope to win them. Okay? Yeah, that's another shout out at Lance Armstrong. Do you remember everybody used to wear these yellow bracelets and it said "Live Strong"?
You gotta hurry up. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Let me tell you about tomorrow. Tomorrow, our plan is, if it doesn't rain, is for myself to play a singles match versus Ryan Mason, who came here and beat our 16-year-old son, Christopher, who's a 7.45 UTR. Our goal tomorrow is to play that match, myself versus Ryan. Carla's going to film and commentate. Hopefully she's ready to do that. And I really look forward to that match. I'm ready to go. If it does not rain, if it does rain, Ryan's going to come here tomorrow from Mississippi. If it doesn't rain, we're going to go to the courts, warm up, and play. If it does rain or the courts are saturated in water, we'll come here, and the three of us, we've done 2 shows together before. We're going to sit down and put some material together, and then we're going to do a 3-way show. We can't do both because our oldest son here, Jonathan, is here from the Air Force Academy in Colorado, and he wants to take us all to eat tomorrow night.
Actually, your buddy is. He was going to, but your buddy is.
Well, yes, my friend Bill Palmer in Montgomery is driving here tomorrow to see Jonathan as well, and he has volunteered to take us out to dinner. Ryan Mason is coming tomorrow.
We'll be going out.
So we can't do both. So in other words, tomorrow afternoon sometime, there will be a singles match between myself and Ryan Mason or Carla and Ryan Mason. I can never commit to it because my right knee, I had it fully reconstructed. I ruptured my patellar tendon and had a completely rebuilt right knee. I was out of the sport for a year and a half. I'm back in it now, but sometimes I wake up and I just can't walk right. And sometimes I can. I beat Carla the other day. If you didn't see that match, go about 3 videos ago and watch 3 videos ago and watch me demolish her ass because I beat her down like a piece of, I beat you badly.
6-4, 6-2, 10-8. That's badly.
I still won.
That 10-8 in the tiebreaker. That's badly.
But anyway, look, Ryan's a good player, and as long as I'm feeling right, we'll play tomorrow. If it doesn't rain, if for some reason my knee's a little gimpy, then she'll play Ryan, and we'll put that one out because none of us have either played and put it out. If it does rain, we will come in and we will all 3 go to separate corners. Ryan in one corner, Carla in another corner, and me in another corner. We'll all jot down material and we'll have a 3-way show tomorrow. So tomorrow, either tennis match or show. So be ready for that.
All righty, guys.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Much love, guys. Let's go. Ric Flair. Woo! Ready? Peace out.